Hi guys. Today I'm coming to you with my October wrap up. I read 6 books this month. Let me see if I can get it. I'm at an odd angle in my chair, so and if it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera, my iPad is sideways, so yeah, that's why. The first book I read is I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is a slasher book, and it was a movie. I think everybody knows what this one is about. It's about, they run over some kid. In the book, it's they run over a kid, and somebody ends up going kill everybody who, ran over the kid. But in the movie, it's actually a man, and he comes back and he starts killing them one by one because they don't tell anybody about it. So this is, the movie was so much better than the book. I can tell you that right now. I gave that a 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 stars. Yeah. And they do have a second one, but I'm not going to read the second book. The next book I read was The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't think I need to go into this book because I think everybody knows what this one is about. If you don't know, there's a quick overview about a guy who experiments on himself, who becomes his other half, Mr. Hyde, and he's evil, and he causes mischief and everything, and Dr. Jekyll is a scientist. The next book I read is called The Girl Next Door. This one was kind of confusing at first, and it's about this little boy's parents. His dad kills his mom because she has an affair with another man, so he kills them both, and he buries them in this tin box. He buries the hands in this tin box, and years later they find it, but the man finally confesses, which is, he's almost 100 years old, but then he ends up dying. He ends up killing himself, I believe, or something like that. I don't know. It was very confusing. I gave that one a 2 out of 5, and I gave Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde a 2 out of 5. The next book I read is Nailed. This one is about a boy who doesn't really fit in high school and all of this, and he wants to be different, or I don't know. I didn't get the concept of this one either. So let me just read you the synopsis. Flint Southwestern High School is ruled by the Jockarchy, and Brett Hendricks could never fit into their conformity cult. He knows what his dad means when he says that the nail that sticks out the farthest gets hammered the hardest. But it doesn't matter because he doesn't know or want to know what normal means. Standing out from the crowd doesn't hurt when he's on stage acting or singing in his band. And he feels at home in his girlfriend's arms because sticking out together doesn't seem as hard. But loyalties aren't what Brett thinks they are. As his safe haven disappears one by one, Brett discovers that sometimes you just have to risk getting hammered in order to build a great future. So he wants to stand out of the crowd, but it doesn't go so well, basically. And the last 2 books that I read were very, very short. I gave that one a 2 out of 5 also, I believe. No, I gave that one a 3 out of 5. And I also read 2 R.L. Stine books. Goosebump books. So I read How to Kill a Monster, and The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Do I really need to go into these? I don't know. They're very, very, very short. And yes, my copy of this one is ruined because I went to the bookstore and didn't realize it was ruined until I checked it out and was in the car. Yeah, I don't think I'll go into these. If you want to know, I will read you the synopsis on the back. So, How to Kill a Monster is home alone with a monster. Gretchen and her stepbrother Clark hate staying at their grandparents' house. Grandpa Eddie is totally deaf, and Grandma Rose is obsessed with baking. Plus, they live in the middle of a dark, muddy swamp. Things couldn't get any worse, right? Wrong. Because there's something really weird about Grandma and Grandpa's house. Something odd about that room upstairs. The one that's locked. The one with the strange noises coming from it. Strange growling noises. So yes, they definitely have a monster in there, but you'll have to find out what happens if you read it. And the next one is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Basically, this one, this boy hears strange howling in Fever Swamp. They move, and Grady, the main character, gets a new dog, and everybody thinks that the dog is the one killing the animals, but come to find out that the next door neighbor kid is a werewolf, and Grady gets bitten by the end of it, and he ends up turning into one. These aren't really, I rated these a 3 out of 5. These are really easy reads, and they're middle grade, so they're okay. They're not scary, but they're just fun to read. So that is my October wrap-up. I will see y'all next time for my November TBR. Bye!